Jim, I want to go back to something you said. You called it intro ALM. Will you talk a little more about that?
Absolutely. So introduction is nothing more than, and just because we have multiple lead sources, I want a consistency, right? So it's nothing more than this is James Maroli with Real Estate for a Cause. I'm a preferred agent with Movado Ojo. I see you wanted to see property 123 Main Street. So that's the location. That's the appointment piece. So the intro, A is the appointment. I see you wanted to see 123 Main Street. What date and time works best? L is location. So I like to separate myself from the property and my agents from that property. So in addition, Chris, to 123 Main Street, are there any other properties that you're interested in seeing in Flint, Michigan, right? And then M is the motivation to that house. So what specifically did you like about that house, or what made you click on that house? Now, to Brad's point, once we do the intro ALM, I just want the appointment set and go, right? I think sometimes, and I sound like a broken record, I tell my team every month, if we would just treat every buyer like we do our listings, right? Just imagine what production would look like. When we go to a listing, we get a presentation, we're all ready to go. We don't fight setting an appointment. We have a time on our calendar. If we would just do that with our buyers, just imagine the growth is tremendous, right? And then when they meet in person, I call it e-alert my LP mama, which I require them to put into Boomtown. And I had to create something that sounded so dumb and stupid when I repeat it over and over again. They're like, would you stop asking me, did I e-alert my LP mama already, right? So e-alert my LP mama is nothing more than, are they on a search in our Boomtown system? It's called an e-alert. So is the e-alert set? And then LP Mama for Boomtown is location. Where are they looking? Is it Flint, Grand Blanc, Goodrich, surrounding areas? P is the price range. M is their motivation category in Boomtown. So now, are they a hot lead? Are they a watch? Are they a nurture? You know, what's the status and category? So that is your M for the LP Mama. The A is, do they have an agent? Because I teach first dates free. So you get a first showing free, first dates free at my brokerage. After that, we're going to get some sort of commitment. And then the next M is where we talk about the mortgage. Are they pre-approved? And then the last A is the second most important one, is what's our next appointment, right? So we have the intro ALM on the front end, which is the appointment being the key driver. And then when you meet them in person, e-alert my LP mama, and you could do this all over your phone, but as you're showing the house, you're gathering this and gathering questions. And for those new agents that are maybe 6 to 12 months or 12 to 18, depending on how good they are, hey, you don't need to get it all. Like, get the important pieces, right? It may take 2 or 3, but for Brad Petty, he's going out there and he's getting e-alert my LP mama, and he'll have him on the phone 3-way call with the lender, after the showing, and we're probably either writing an offer or we're moving on, and we're going to categorize it. So it's very specific expectations that I have. And again, I challenge people when they walk through the door. Josh was saying daily coaching. We've been doing weekly Ojo calls with the Ojo person before even Ojo Pro Plus. So I used to have an area manager with my team every Monday for probably 6 to 12 months. I could backtrack that. And I kept that up with my Ojo Pro Plus. So when every Monday, so this Monday was 12, I think the next one's 11. It's either 11 o'clock every other week, just depends on my personal calendar. But it's either 11 or 12 every Monday. So we go through those expectations, and then I leverage my CRM to bulk get the results out. So the first couple of weeks of Ojo Pro Plus, I would text my first agent, who's Alex, and I would say, your last 7-day results are as follows. And I would put them all in a text, and then I'd copy that text and I'd go to my next agent, Amanda. And it would take me about 45 minutes to go through that, right? So just like Ojo Pro Plus has learned, I now use Boomtown, and I have every one of my agents loaded in. Category trash, by the way. I always joke on that. They're all trash, so they don't get any bulk spam or anything of that nature. But we use the Boomtown system so I could download my report, put it to the Google Drive in my Ojo folder, share a link, and send it via text message in the CRM. So everyone's able to see their results. And it takes me 45 seconds now to do it instead of 45 minutes. So it's just, again, how we learn. We're not perfect, but we spend a lot of time and energy about being as darn close to perfect as we can. I'll tell you that.
I just want to jump on what Jim just said there. I think it's important to understand when those calls are made, if Jim's calling me with my results, okay, their metrics and their numbers, and they do tell a story. But what he's really telling me is, Brad, you have to improve this behavior. Okay. I think it's key that the numbers are numbers and they do tell a story, but they're reflective of a behavior that we're lacking in. And each agent, each leader needs to understand how to turn those numbers into an improved behavior. Jim does a good job at that. I just want to make sure we don't get too hung up on the numbers, because Jim really does focus on the behavior on the call. That's all I want to say.
No, that's great. And thanks for adding that. And this is a question for either one of you two, Jim or Brad. Do those numbers get shared with the other team members too, or just with the individual member on the team? In other words, if I'm on your team, do I get to see my colleagues' numbers also?
So on our call Monday, we have it up on the screen and we're sharing it, but we're covering any updates Ojo had. And sometimes, I have a bigger team. So with, 25, 28 people now on Ojo, you might not scroll down and see everyone. So we started initially with a text message going after and then a phone call. Now I'm sharing the whole report. So it's easier for me now to download that report. And if you don't, I learned how to do it recently. I have good people underneath me. They help me I'm technology's a challenge, but they help me, download the report, put it in the Google Drive, and that gives me my ability to put it into a link. And then I could embed that link into the text messaging on Boomtown, and everyone gets results. And it's, hey, happy Monday. It's your favorite broker here. Below are the last 7 days results. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's hit the ground running, right? And then, or I'll see you on the call, right? And then we cover, we celebrate the wins on the call every week with Hannah, who's my success manager. We always start the calls out. Here's what's going great. Here's what updates are have, and then where's our opportunities.
Got it. Hey, Brad, when you see your team, the other agents on your team's numbers, what goes through your mind? What does it cause you to think?
So, if I say panic, is that okay?
Yeah, we want the truth.
Well, so I'm a very competitive person, number one. But number two, the people that are on our Ojo team are successful agents, okay? And I believe I should be on top of all of those. So being competitive and being who I am as an inner person, I'm using those other numbers to drive my behavior improvements. Because the next time he puts those numbers up, I want to jump up 3 spots. Where do I ultimately want to be? At the top of all of them, okay? I take pride in every piece of the behaviors it takes to be a successful realtor, okay? This is not about successful Ojo or success. It's about being a successful realtor. And those numbers drive me to work on my behaviors to get better, okay? And I really take it personally if I'm down in a category. I don't want to be near the bottom in any category.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that and being transparent. And I think most agents are similar to that. And I think a lot of team leaders are afraid to share the numbers with all the team members. I'm a strong proponent for that.